The mark of a great player is their ability to do it in those big moments, but it's not easy. The heart is racing, the legs are shaky, and the ability to still execute your skills in that environment is the mark of real greatness.
The UEFA Champions League final is the pinnacle of every single season. The stakes are high and the pressure is even higher. To raise the trophy, a team must have players in different positions who can handle that pressure in the defining moments of the competition. In this episode, we will use data to reveal who are the pressure players of this season's UEFA Champions League.
The history of the UEFA Champions League is literally a list of players who've done it under pressure in the biggest games.
Players who perform at the big moments, but also the players who are performing when they look up and all they see is opponents surrounding them.
Those players that they know to deal with the pressure, in difficult moments when they ask to get the ball and they know what to do with the ball.
Well, the UEFA Champions League is the ultimate pressure cooker, and you really find out who you can rely on.
Luka Modric, Stevie G, Philipp Lahm. I've been lucky enough to play with great players. They get even better in difficult situations, and those are the players that, as a teammate or as a manager, you want to have in your team.
It's those players that go down in the annals of time because they're able to make a difference at the biggest moments.
There is not more pressure action or scenario than taking a penalty.
And the one moment that really comes to mind is when Ronaldo had to do this in 2018 for Real Madrid against Juventus.
That's the moment where I think is the most beautiful moment in football, when you feel that, because that's the moment that you know that you can do something and, well, change it.
The penalty I took in Istanbul, it was my first professional penalty. So once the referee blew the whistle, I said, it's going to be the first one. It's going to be the first big one. I guess that the next ones, they are not going to be that hard to deal with them.
Pressure that you endure, being exposed to top oppositions.
There are players who enjoy them, and there are other players who prefer to win 3-0 and go home, and that's it, no pressure. No.
A team aspiring to go farther in the UEFA Champions League must field pressure players in all the key areas of the pitch.
I think the modern goalkeeper now has to do everything.
If you make a mistake in goal as a goalkeeper, you might concede the goal that knocks out your team from the competition. And that, I think, brings a very unique psychological pressure.
It's not a coincidence that the keepers that handle pressure best in the modern game are those that are comfortable with the ball at their feet.
Edison, his pass completion rate is over 90%. Now, someone like Paul Scholes in his career never got into the 90s.
Thibaut Courtois has been probably one of the key pressure performers for Real Madrid this season.
And, Alisson and Manuel Neuer and a few others are generally elite at doing that.
Defenders are not always praised for their attacking counterparts, but are always constantly under pressure, playing against the European elite.
Joel Matip at Liverpool is a really technically accomplished player. He has one of the highest pass success rates in the UEFA Champions League, over 90%. Thiago Silva isn't the tallest man on the pitch for Chelsea, but he is very successful in the air, winning 17 aerial duels this season, whilst also being very good on the ground, winning 23 ground duels. Juan Foyth has had an excellent season for Villarreal, making the most tackles and most duels of centre-backs in the UEFA Champions League this season.
When you have a player like this, that is so competitive, you want to use it. It doesn't matter if he's on the right wing, he's in the centre-back, he puts every single player under pressure.
We've seen this season alone what big players can do and what a difference they make. I'm thinking of Dani Parejo, I'm thinking of Karim Benzema.
And straight away, one of the names, of course, it has to be Modric.
I loved playing with him because he could do everything. He could run with the ball, he could pass, he could wait, he could run to the space, he could shoot.
He has a pass success rate over 90%, but it's not all safe passes because his pass completion rate inside the final third is almost 90% as well.
You want them there in these kind of games because they always have the perfect pass in the right time.
You can make an argument that Dani Parejo is one of the most complete midfielders in the UEFA Champions League this season, creating more big chances than anyone else from midfield.
So now you can see Rodri, he grabs the ball, turns around, and he's got a fantastic touch. So he makes a long pass to the other side, 60, 70 meters.
He has an incredible 95% pass completion rate in the UEFA Champions League this season, and over 90% when passing into and around the final third.
Those players, they get bigger in stature in those defining moments of the game.
When playing in the UCL, it is vital to have forwards that won't miss an opportunity when they face-to-face with the keeper.
I mean, the story in many ways for this season's UCL is Karim Benzema.
He's scoring hat-tricks, he's scoring every single game.
For a striker as well, he has very good pass completion rate inside the final third. But his pass completion rate in that zone is over 80%.
Danjuma at Villarreal is just it's a brilliant story. I mean, he's kind of a winger, but has been sort of playing kind of up front, but in a hybrid role for Villarreal, and it's been absolutely brilliant.
The fact that Riyad Mahrez has played over 90% of minutes for Manchester City in the UEFA Champions League this season. He's converted 75% of his big chances this season and is a key creative player for Manchester City.
Nowadays, football is getting more not complicated, but more demanding for the teams, because the teams, they are getting better and better. Not just the top teams, the second level teams, they are getting better, and the gap is getting closer.
The history of the UEFA Champions League is literally a list of players who've done it under pressure in the biggest games.
Champions League magnifies everything, the stakes are so high.
Players that you see that in the key moments, they don't provide. And there are other players, it's when they arise and when they show their best, and you know that they are gonna shine in, and they are gonna handle the pressure the best way.
Thank you very much for watching Defining Numbers, brought to you by FedEx.